Hello everyone, welcome to English with Pranav. In today's video, we are going to discuss Act 1, Scene 2 of Julius Caesar. My dear students, this Act 1 and Scene 2 takes place in a public place where Caesar enters, Antony enters for the course. Actually, this course is very important. What that course is all about, we will be discussing further. Calpurnia, Porcia, Decius Brutus, Cicero, Brutus means Marcus Brutus, Cassius, and Casca. A great crowd following among them, and a soothsayer. Soothsayer means, my dear students, a person supposed to be able to foresee the future. Means predictor you can say, or foreteller you can say. Dear students, actually this scene takes place in the public house of Seizure, where all of them are present and Caesar is about to go to the Senate house. Why Caesar will go to the Senate house? Because this Cassius, along with the other conspirators and mingling Marcus Brutus in his conspiracy as well, they all have decided to call Julius Caesar to the Senate house in order to assassinate him, in order to kill him or murder him. Understood? So this was all going according to the full plan of killing Julius Caesar. But at this point of time, Julius Caesar is already in his home. Now what happens? Try to understand. Caesar said, Calpurnia, Casca, peace, oh, Caesar speaks something. Actually, Caesar wanted to speak something at that time, so Casca made the people silent by saying that peace, oh, Caesar wants to say something. Any problem, beta? No. Next, and yes, it's my humble request, everyone, watch this video till the end. I hope that after watching this video, you will be able to solve the questions related to this scene 2 very clearly. Now, Caesar is calling Calpurnia, and who is Calpurnia? Calpurnia is the wife of Julius Caesar. Understood? And now Calpurnia said, "Here, my lord, I am here, my lord," and she is the wife. Caesar said, "Stand you directly in Antonius' way when he does run his course." Antonius. Now, my dear students, here the course is actually on the feast of Lupercal. There is a kind of festival, named Lupercal festival. Young men ran through the city and touched the spectators with leather straps. And as Cassius explains, it was believed that women who could not bear a child would, by his means of touching with the leather stripes, you can say, will be cured of their infertility. As simple as that. If I want to just sum it up, this course was something that is just touching any barren lady, unfertile lady, a lady who is not able to produce or reproduce a baby, and if she is touched with a leather straps by any person, if by Antonius, then it was believed that she will become fertile, or she will become pregnant, or pregnant in the sense means she will be able to produce a child. As simple as that. Now Caesar wants Antony to complete his course by touching with the leather straps on this Calpurnia, so that this Calpurnia, who is a barren lady, unfertile lady, will be able to become a fertile lady, or she will be able to reproduce a child. As simple as that. Now Antonio, Caesar, my lord, Caesar is saying, forget not in your speed, means in your haste, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say the barren, means unfertile lady, understood, touched in this holy chase, sick of their sterile curse. Sterile means infertile or barren. In the simplest words, my dear students of class 9th ICSE, if I have to complete, then I would say that Caesar is requesting or ordering, you can also say, Antony to touch Calpurnia with a leather strap. Actually, it was believed that in the feast of Lupercal, when with a leather strap this Antonius would touch her, then this lady would have become a fertile lady, a lady who will be able to produce a child, understood, and her sterile curse will be removed, understood, means infertile or barrenness will be removed. Antony said, I shall remember, Caesar, to touch Calpurnia with a leather strap. When Caesar says, do this, and Antony is saying, when Caesar says, do this, it is performed. This is the kind of power, or you can say influence of Caesar's words, that Antony is saying that if Caesar is ordering to do this, then suppose Caesar that it is already done, because I don't have that much, you can say, guts to go against your order. No one has that much, you can say, power to go against your order. It is already done. How powerful, how influential Julius Caesar was. Anyway, and this all scene, you can say, it is already written in the public house, but a public place might be in one of the corners of that very Julius Caesar's house, where so many people have gathered there. Anyway, Antony is saying, Caesar now says what? Set on means move on, and leave no ceremony out means do all the things which are required. Don't leave any ceremony. Understood? Anyway, soothsayer means fortune teller or foreteller, future teller is saying what? Seizure. Cassius, ha, who calls? Who is calling? Casca, bid every noise be still. Casca is saying, everyone, please be silent. Peace yet again. Seizure is saying, who is it in the praise that actually, do you know, beta, that soothsayer is a fortune teller or a future teller who has already predicted the bad omen thing, that something bad will take place, something bad will take place with Julius Caesar today. So it is better that he should not set forth today, he should not go out today. Now what happens? Casca said, bid every noise be still, peace yet again. Caesar said, who is it in the praise that calls me? Praise means crowd. In this crowd, who is calling me? I am unable to hear. I am unable to see. I hear a tongue shriller than all the music. Someone is calling me with a shrill kind of tone, understood, than all the music. Cry, someone is crying, Caesar, speak. Caesar is turned to hear. Actually, it is written also in the down of the, at the end of the page, that Julius Caesar was deaf in one ear, so he turned deliberately to hear the man. Understood, beta? Next. Now the soothsayer is saying what? Beware the Ides of March. Now the Ides of March you can also remember, beta. Ides of March means 15th of March. Remember this 15th of March. Something, very remarkable. Caesar said, what man is that? What man is that? Who is saying this? Who is warning me to remember, the Ides of March, 15th of March, you can say, fortnight, you can say. Brutus said, this is the same Brutus. Huh? Might be Marcus Brutus. He's saying what? A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March. Actually, a predictor, or you can say a future teller, is asking you to be aware of this very date, that is the 15th of March. Caesar said, set him before me, means call him before me, present him before me, let me see his face, who is calling and who is warning me, and awaring me, not warning me, awaring me. Cassius said, fellow, come from the throng means crown, come from the crown, look upon Caesar, just be face to face with Caesar. Caesar wants to talk to you. Now Caesar said, what sayest thou to me? Means what do you say to me? What did you say to me? Understood? Who is saying, beta? Who is saying this? Actually Julius Caesar is saying, what do you say? What do you want to say? Please be very much clear and frank. Now, what have you to speak? Please tell me. Soothsayer said, beware of the Ides of 15th of March, my dear Caesar. This day can be fatal for you. Beware of this date. Caesar, he is a dreamer. Let us leave him and pass. He always dreams. Actually, This is the fault of Julius Caesar here, that he ignores the prediction of the soothsayer. Again and again, this soothsayer is warning that he should not set forth or go out on 15th of March, but still Caesar ignores his prediction and simply he says that he is a dreamer and let us leave him and pass. Let's ignore him and pass from there. Trumpets sound because of the kind of influence and the kind of welcome he was getting after winning the battle from Pompey, and everywhere the sounds, the trumpet sounds were just ringing and exeunt. All except Brutus and Cassius, all of them went from that very place, you can say. Maybe it might be a public house, as simple as that, but all of them left. But who was remaining now? Brutus was remaining, and who was remaining? Cassius was remaining. Understood? Now let me be very confirmed right here, beta, that Calpurnia was being called by Julius Caesar, understood, but it can be a normal public place where this scene was taking place. It has already been written as well. I think it might not be the exact home of Julius Caesar, might be a public place where all the people have gathered to welcome Julius Caesar, and right there, any soothsayer is warning him. As simple as that. I hope you have understood till here, beta. Next, try to understand from the next lines. Cassius said, "Will you go see the order? Will you go see the order of the course? Means progress of the race. Where is it going?" Brutus, "Not I." Cassius, "Will you go and see the order of the course?" Brutus, "Not I. No, I'll not go to see what Antony is doing and where this fist of fist, Lupercal is going on and these all things. Cassius, "I pray you, do please go." Understood. But Brutus, "I am not game sham, means interested in sports. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony." Actually, Antony is someone who believes in some kind of power, or you can say some kind of a spiritual things, like touching with the leather stripe to any person that will cure the infertility of that person. And so he is more inclined towards superstition, you cannot say, but towards uh, the faith or belief towards any spiritual things. Now what happens? Brutus is saying, "No, I'm not interested in games, some type of things, or interested in sports. I do like some part that has in Antony as well. Let me not hinder, let me not obstacle, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you." Means Brutus is saying that if you want me to live, yes, I'll leave you. Now what happens? Cassius is saying, "Brutus, I do observe you now of late." This is the moment, my dear students, everyone remember the most important section and part, where very shrewdly, very cleverly, very wittily you can say, this Cassius will mind wash, or wash the mind of this Brutus by instilling some kind of negative things of Julius Caesar. And Brutus was a close friend of Julius Caesar, but the moment Cassius, who was a great manipulator, started feeling some bad things in his minds, you can understand beta, something bad will take place. What bad thing will take place, beta? This Brutus will mingle in the conspiracy created by Cassius to kill Julius Caesar. And you can better understand, beta, that if Brutus, who is a close friend of Julius Caesar, joins Cassius conspiracy, means his life was in threat. Julius Caesar's life was in threat. And that was what this soothsayer was requesting, beseeching, and treating Julius Caesar not to go out today, but still he did not follow the suggestions and words of this fortune teller, this soothsayer. It is absolutely correct that sometimes we must follow the suggestions of our elders, Otherwise, if we ignore them, something fatal will take place. And yes, something fatal will take place with this very Caesar, the way he did not value the prediction of this soothsayer. What happens next, dear students? Try to find out. Cassius said, uh, Brutus, I do observe you now of late, but I means very lately, recently I am observing, or these days I am observing, I have not from your eyes that gentleness and so of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn. You bear too stubborn, you can say, very rigid, and too strange a hand, too strange a hand over your friend that loves you. A strange a hand of your friend that loves you. Its meaning which I already given at the down side of the page, that is a metaphor for riding. Brutus is like a strange rider who is holding his horse too hard on the bit because he is not sure about the horse. Let me tell you in a nutshell, in a short way, like Brutus, my dear students, Hannah, Cassius says that Brutus, I have been observing, means this Cassius was observing him recently, that his manner has become somewhat hard and somewhat distant, and somewhat stubborn, understood. And he had not received from him the gentle look of friendship and love that he has been accustomed to. Actually, this Cassius, with the power of his words, is trying to mold Brutus' opinion and Brutus, affection towards his side. He is saying that, these days you have become very rigid and very stubborn kind of person, which I have not been. I'm not used to see you like this, and you appear to be so unkind and harsh towards a friend who loves you. Understood? You are looking absolutely strange over a friend that loves you, but you are treating him like a stranger. You are treating him like a very strange kind of person. Simply, my dear students, try to understand that with these kinds of polite words, that you are not friendly these days, you are just ignoring us like a strange, means anyhow Cassius wants the attention of Brutus, so that he will have a great chat with Brutus, and he will try to manipulate Brutus' mind. And yes, the same thing happens. Cassius was successful in manipulating the minds of Marcus Brutus. Now what happens, dear students? Try to find out from here. Brutus says, Cassius, be not deceived, be not cheated. If I have veiled my look. Simply, Brutus is saying, do not be mistaken. The reason of my harsh behavior is not because I do not love you. Here it is already written that I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference. It is already written here, beta. Vexed means troubled, of late means recently, passion of some difference, conflicting feelings. Actually, Brutus was having some kind of conflicting feelings these days, and conception only proper to myself, and that he could not share that kind of feelings to anyone else, which give some soil, means stain perhaps, to my behavior. Maybe Brutus is trying to clarify that for the last few days he has been thinking some kind of conflicting things, due to which means negative or contradicting kind of things, which was making him absolutely sad and detached from this world. That's why he was looking something different in behavior. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved. Now, because of my changed nature, let not my good friends be grieved or be in sad mood. Don't be sad, Cassius, among which number Cassius, you one, you are also one of my good friends. Nor construe any further. Construe means seek any further explanation, any further my neglect. I am not neglecting you, my dear friend. Then that poor Brutus, with himself at war, forgets the show of love to other men, outward sign of affection. Simply, in a nutshell, if I want to complete it up, Brutus is saying that Brutus, having been torn by conflicting passions, forgets to pay his customary respect or outward courtesies to others. the way in the battle, or the way in the any kind of war, he is not polite. The same kind of rigidness or harshness can be found in his behavior. But overall, he is simply saying that because of my conflicting passions or changing nature, I am looking some kind of harsh these days. But I am sorry because I am not used to be like that. Now Cassius is saying, what dear, try to understand. Cassius says, then Brutus, I have much mistaken your passion. Huh? After has or have, it should be mistaken, but it is given here mistook. This is called the archaic terms or the old terms used by Julius Caesar. Anyway, Cassius says, then Brutus, I have much mistook your passion by means whereof, means of what, which this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations, means reflections of great importance. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face? Now the moment Brutus explained that it were I am looking changed, somewhat changed in my behavior only because of some kind of conflicting ideas which are going in my mind. But this Cassius, after after the explanation of Brutus, that I'm still a very good kind of person for my friends as well, then Cassius said, sorry Brutus, that I have mistaken you and your passion, and by means whereof this breast of mine had had buried, means this kind of negative feelings was buried in my heart and breast, you can say. Thoughts of great value, worthy cognitance, means reflection of great importance. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face? Can you see your face? uh, uh, why Cassius asked, can you see your face? This is important. No one can see his own face without the help of any mirror. So you can understand that someone else was needed to tell him that what is going on. Brutus alone cannot see everything. What happens? Try to find out from here. Brutus. If my dear students, this video will be a little bit lengthy because so many lines are there. You can also watch this. Either you can watch it continuously if you have the time better, and if not, you can also watch this after some time as well. But this video is gonna be very important for each one of you. This video will tell you how this Brutus was able to be why how this Cassius was able to convince Brutus and make Brutus in his own, you can say, join Brutus, make Brutus join in his own conspiracy. Cassius, uh, Brutus said, no Cassius, for the eyes see not itself, eyes cannot see itself, but by reflection, by some other things. So Cassius is saying it is just that is what I am trying to say, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye. Means there is a need of such mirror. There is a need of some persons who will just try to keep out some of the hidden things into your eyes anyway or in front of you, that you might see your shadow. I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome except immortal Caesar. He is using immortal Caesar, Caesar who cannot die. Speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath this age's yoke, means Caesar has imposed many restrictions on people of Rome, due to which people are groaning and have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes. Means Cassius wants Brutus to see his own worth. Dear students, how shrewdly, how cleverly this Cassius is saying that the immortal immortal Caesar, Caesar who will never die, how shrewdly he has imposed many restrictions on people of Rome, and because of that, people are groaning understood underneath his age yoke. But, but there is a need for Brutus to have his eyes on these things. How cleverly Cassius is manipulating Brutus' mind by saying that Caesar has become ambitious, Caesar has become immortal. and Caesar is imposing lots of restrictions on people. He is becoming a dictator kind of person. But Brutus says, into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me sick into myself for that which is not in me? Brutus very cleverly, you can say, is saying, no, Cassius. Huh? What dangerous things are you trying to suggest to me, Cassius? That you are having me to think that these qualities are in me which I do not really possess. Actually, right now, has misunderstood what Cassius was trying to say. I think we all know better that Cassius was trying to manipulate the mind of Brutus against the growing influence of Caesar or against Caesar, so that anyhow Brutus will mingle in the conspiracy of Caesar and will join the conspiracy in order to kill him. Understood? Earlier, if you have not understood his speech, again I would try to explain the paraphrase better. Cassius is saying, you are absolutely right. It is greatly regretted that you have no such mirrors to show your goodness and hidden merit, but I shall serve you as your mirror. I'll reveal out everything. Understood? I have heard from many people that the highest reputation, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and complaining of the restrictions, means how shrewdly he is complaining about Caesar and how shrewdly he is, appreciating Brutus. So this is the clear-cut representation that Cassius was a great manipulator who was expert in manipulating the minds of others, and now he is manipulating the mind of Brutus. But Brutus, uh, I think, if you ask from me, dear students, who is the greatest villain in the whole novel, in the whole Julius Caesar novel, then I would say Marcus Brutus. Why? Because enemy is enemy. Means Cassius is an enemy. This even hidden enemy. This even Julius Caesar knew. But Brutus, who was a close friend of Julius Caesar, and when became the enemy, hidden enemy, that was tough for Julius Caesar to recognize. So the greatest fault which was uh, from any person in the novel was from Brutus, the way he joined the conspiracy of Cassius without going into the depth of that very reality, that whether and Cassius has become somewhat ambitious or not. Anyway, Cassius says, therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. Now listen, and since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, I am your mirror, with modestly discovered to yourself that of yourself which you yet not know of. Means Brutus is saying that if you don't know yourself, then let me tell you some kind of things, understood, which will absolutely uh, shake you or move you, and I'll explain everything. Let me be your mirror and explain everything to you, that of yourself which you yet not know of. And be not jealous on me, gentle Brutus, be not jealous on me, where I am a common laugher. Means I am a common person who laughs only, but or did use to a stale with ordinary oaths of my love to every new protester. Means any new friend who insists on his love. If you know that I do fawn means a person who knows a lot about a particular subject. If I do know on men and hug them hard, and after a scandal means an action that shocks people, or if you know that I profess means announce myself in banqueting means dinner or feast to all the rot means mob, then hold me dangerous, flourish and sort. Actually, what happens, dear students? This Brutus is saying that, well, good Brutus, let me, explain everything and let me be the mirror of yours. And please don't have any kind of jealous on me or doubt on me, gentle Brutus. You could consider me dangerous if I am a man who is prone to laughter, all the time, understood, and jokes, and one who display my feelings and swearing friendship to every man, embracing them, hugging them, and afterwards speaking bad of them. Means I never speak bad of any person. this Cassius was so bad that he was telling a lie continuously. He was the one who always speaks negative about Julius Caesar, but he is appreciating himself that I am one who has never gone against my friends. How rude, how bad you are. Understood? I am talking to Cassius. Anyway, uh, he is also simply saying that if he was not in the habit of professing his love to everyone in the feast, then he may means this Brutus may regard him to be dangerous and not a person to be trusted. Means overall, at first he is appreciating about his good nature, so that after the moment Brutus will be convinced about the good nature of Brutus, understood, Cassius will be able to instill or provoke all the negative things against Julius Caesar in the minds of Brutus, so that Brutus will be able to join the conspiracy. So this video might go long, so thank you my dear students for today. In the next class we will be discussing from this very point. I hope you have liked this video, and this series will continue every day, most importantly. So please do subscribe to my channel and share this video to all the ICAC class 9th students, so that they will also be benefited from this. Thank you so much everyone. Be connected. See you all in the next class. Take care. Thank you.